Merry Christmas Eve. So it's December 24th. I'm a little late on recording my video, but I wanted to go ahead and document that I had my hysteroscopy polypectomy on Wednesday, December 20th. So Kevin and I did get up and drive to Dallas on Wednesday the 20th, and we did the trip all in one day. So it was a tiring day. But we got there at maybe noon and then had pre-op at 1:30, and then my surgery was scheduled for 2:30. So for pre-op, we get into the Texas Women's Surgery Center in Dallas, and it's kind of quick and painless pre-op. We get in there, do some paperwork, and then they called my name, and it was fast and furious. Get in there, had to do a urine sample, and then weigh me, and then derobe. They put me in an insulated dressing gown, and then it was really interesting because I'd never been in one of those before. So what they did is once I derobed, the dressing gown was insulated, and then because they said the operating room was going to get really cold. So what it would do is they would put kind of like a blower in the gown. And so then it gave me a temperature control, and I could turn it hot or cold. And at first I was really hot just because I think nerves and everyone's kind of bustling me around. So turned it on cool for just a little bit, and then after that they kind of warmed me up with it, and then they removed it once we got ready to go into surgery. And then because of all that warm air going in, it was able to keep me warm during all the surgeries. That was kind of cool. Never had anything like that on before. But again, during pre-op, we got in there, went through the paperwork, they got my IV in, and then just kind of got me the socks on my feet, got me just in the bed. And then, my husband kept coming in, going out of the room while they got me ready, and then waited on my doctor, and met with the anesthesiologist, the male nurse, talked a little bit about what was going to go on, the cocktail they're going to put in, just that was going to be a quick and easy procedure. They were thinking 20-30 minutes because, again, it's one polyp removal, very quick and easy. I still wasn't nervous at this point. And then, my doctor came in, saw her, talked to her. We asked her a couple questions about just the embryo transfer, of how many she recommended. She said she didn't recommend any more than 2 embryos to be transferred when it came time for that. And then asked a couple more questions. And then they just, at that point, it was time for surgery. They had the room ready, said goodbye to my husband, and then they put the cocktail in. And at that point, I didn't expect it to work as quickly as it did. They wheeled me back. And what I remember at this point is they started just moving me back into the room. And it was basically just go through one set of doors. We turned right, went through another set of doors, and then we were just in the operating room. I just remember it being like stark white. So think like Willy Wonka when they're transporting, I think, William through the little TV. It was just stark white. And all the operating stuff was there. I didn't really look around to see like what it was. I just remember it was cold, but stark white. And then I remember my doctor being there, the anesthesiologist, and the male nurse. The male nurse was on my right, my doctor in the front, anesthesiologist behind me. And then the male nurse asked me, "What do you do for a living?" And I told him, I sell cakes and cake designs in a Walmart and Sam's Club. And they kind of laughed and said, "Oh, that sounds fun." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun and creative." And then I was out. Like, that's all I remember. And then I remember waking up in recovery to someone just saying, Ashley, Ashley, like very softly. And I tried to, I guess, speak. And she's like, "Hold up." And she removed the tube from my throat. I didn't remember them ever saying there was going to be a tube down my throat. But once she removed that, I didn't really say anything. But she removed it, and then just kind of put an oxygen mask on me again. And I guess they did put an oxygen mask on me when I was in surgery too, because I remember the oxygen mask twice, whether it was in surgery and then after surgery as well. I do remember the oxygen mask coming on me. But then I was kind of in and out, and she asked me if I wanted anything to eat or drink. And I said I just wanted some water because I hadn't eaten or drank. I hadn't eaten since midnight the day before or the night before, and then I hadn't drank anything since 8 a.m. that morning. I'm like, I just want some water, and she advised me to eat some crackers, and I'm like, I'm not hungry, I don't want anything. She's like, we need to make sure you're not gonna get sick, so just go ahead and eat some crackers. So I did eat some crackers, and then I remember that they said, okay, we're gonna send your husband in, and then I went back out, and then I woke up again to someone calling my name, and it was Kevin, so I was kind of just in and out a little bit, and then I came back too, and it seems like 20 minutes later we were leaving, and it was like 2 hours. So it was just a very in and out of anesthesia. But they, wheeled me out and went to my car, went and got my prescription filled. And then we went and got something to eat. We had to go to El Come Taco, street tacos. I really like that place in Dallas. Cheap date, but I love me some street tacos. And then we went back to get my prescription while they were filling it, that we didn't have to wait. And then we just left Dallas, and we did it all in one day. I didn't have any pain. I did take one Motrin on the way back, but not a lot of pain at all. And actually, I know they say not to, but I did drive back around Chakota, Oklahoma. Kevin was getting tired. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and we switched. And then I drove from Chakota home. And we got home a little after midnight. And then Thursday, I took off work because they say you're going to be kind of just tired. And I was tired, but I think the thing that I noticed the most was just how dizzy I got when I stood up. I guess I just wasn't prepared for that anesthesia still coming out of my system. So definitely got some dizziness when I stood for long periods of time, or even just short bouts. But I did take Thursday off, and I was back at work on Friday. I haven't taken any pain pills since. We did fill the prescription, the narcotic prescription, when we were in Dallas, because we just weren't for sure, how I was going to feel. But haven't taken anything. I have had slight cramping today, but I think it's just because I overdid it. I went to the gym yesterday. I've been lifting a lot of things today. They say not to lift more than 10 pounds. I've definitely lifted more than 10 pounds, but I have to do what I have to do, so I can't stop. So maybe that's what's causing a little bit of the soreness today, but still haven't taken any pain pills today. But that was the polypectomy, and then I will have some post-op conversations with my doctor after the holidays, because it is Christmas Eve, and I'm sure after the first of the year we'll touch base and talk about schedules for our donor and the transfer and all that timeline coming up. But I did want to go ahead and record just kind of how the procedure went, how I felt, what I remember from it. It was just fast, quick, easy, painless. My husband was there, who's supportive. It was good to have him. I didn't get nervous, so it was surprising. Cocktail was just nice and easy, and I didn't have any bad associations with it. So more to come, and I hope everyone has, I know you'll see this after the fact, but I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and more to come. Thanks. Bye.